Hello, welcome to week 8 of AFG. I am Galladite 74, and this week we are taking on Zodiac, coach of the Vegas Corviknights. To quickly recap what happened last week, we won in a game where Donphan went absolutely stupid, and it kept us in the thick of the playoff race this week. Like last week, we do have a longer intro, so here we go. This is another gigantic game. I will be spoiling some week 8 results that I know about up to the time of this game for the playoff picture. I'm probably going to throw it on screen here too. Lexi beat Nami, so she passed me in the standings. This means if I lose, I will drop to 9th place underneath Lexi and Sith, being eliminated from the playoffs. Therefore, this has turned into a guaranteed must-win. Our opponent is essentially locked for 2nd place in the league, so as usual, this will be another uphill battle. I want to say I'm going to make the post-game discussion portion long regardless of the result, so this game isn't spoiled. If I lose, that will be our season, and I always recap my thoughts and feelings about the season as a whole in my last video, which this could be. If we win, I'll still make it longer so it isn't obvious to you guys listening right now. Finally, I want to state that if we do end up 4-4, I'm still pretty content with the result despite not making playoffs. I feel like we adjusted very well to piloting this team considering it does flow a little differently based on what I'm used to. Plus, I do have the Dragon Ice type curse on my shoulder after all. The context there is my 2 ever worse seasons were with Kyurem and Baxcalibur, respectively. All of that being said, we can look into our matchup this week. Like a lot of matchups, it's okay. My opponent has a very well-rounded team and hoists the number 1 kill leader, Terra Slitherwing. Mega Alakazam is a gigantic threat, as it tends to be, and Pecharunt plus Tinglu Core is very sturdy. Although this matchup is very tough, the one thing that helps is that something important has to stay on the bench this week for my opponent. An example, Keldeo is one of our main win cons, and if Primarina doesn't come, its matchup is very good. I believe Prim will come though, so that's not quite out of the woods, but there's a ton of examples like that. Our game plan is Hazard Stack. My opponent's only removal is Cyclozar, so we want to try and take advantage of that, and as mentioned, Keldeo or Kyurem can win late game if I succeed in this plan. Looking at our Pokemon, defensive Donphan is first. It is a standard set with Toxic for any Slitherwing, and its Terra Ghost to resist Slitherwing stabs and block Rapid Spin. Specially defensive Mega Skarmory is next. It is very easy for me to get spikes up this week versus my opponent, and based on how these speed tiers work, it was very easy for me to not invest too much into speed, so I like this matchup here. Incineroar is an all-around okay mon. It guaranteed lives 1 modest Focus Blast from Zam from full. It's also good into Bronzong and Pecharunt, which I believe one if not both are definitely coming. Kyurem Black is our 4th mon. We have stopped messing around with this mon and have brought a super standard set because the 2 moves were all I really needed. If webs are up, this mon is a monster this week, and it is definitely a hard win con if webs are up. Specs Keldeo, a slightly more consistent win con. Water Spam, in my opinion, looked pretty strong here, and I went Specs over Scarf just because the damage fall off was quite noticeable versus the defensive core of my opponent's team, so I thought I needed the power. And finally, we have Special Araquanid. As I have alluded to, we are bringing webs. My team is a little physical bias, and Scald was doing really solid damage across the board, so that's why we have that. Webs aren't a necessity, but they do help quite a lot versus the Zam, Ogerpon, and random Scarfers. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the team builder, and we will head into what could be our final game of the season. Alright, hello everybody. We are here for week 8 of AFG. This is a crazy important game. I mentioned it in the introduction. If we win, we make playoffs. If we lose, we're out. I think the only way we make it if this ends up being a 0-0 loss, but that should not be happening here. Yeah, here we go. Ooh, I'm nervous. Arachnid lead, because Primarina could lead, Slither leads. That's not great for me, but that's alright. Don't want to take a choice banded like U-turn right off the rip. It's the only thing that I think I'm super scared of. I guess like a wild charge would knock me out. And then webs wouldn't go up. I do always have a Donphan for this, which I think isn't doing much in this game other than hazard control. Does Donphan like really want to take... I mean, a U-turn's gonna hurt, but I can tank it fine. Then what comes out after? Probably just Zam, right? And that's a problem. Let's just go Donphan. If they U-turn into Zam, that would really suck. And they U-turn. Does 25. It's not banded, but it is offensive. I should just stayed in. Oh, that's adamant at least. I think that's just adamant. Zam coming out would definitely be a problem. If Zam comes out, I'm gonna have to stay in, I think. If Prim comes out to me, Zam's the scariest thing, because if that, like, has a threaten, it can threaten to set up against me. Prim, I'm not, like, crazy scared of. Like, sure, I gotta bounce around that, which is annoying. But they don't know my set. They don't know anything about my set, besides that I'm probably pretty defensive from that calc. This could be Choice Scarf. There goes Zam. Man. That's not what I wanted to see. I might have to stay in. Psychic is so much to me. There's 84 max if it's timid. If it's modest, it has a good chance to knock me out. I think I need to hit this thing. Man, that was a tough first turn. Donphan would have been pretty nice to have here, I'm not gonna lie. If they plot, like, I think I just lose if they plot. I can't let this set up. I have the Earthquake. They have Sturdy, that doesn't really matter. They Psychic, I do live on 2, thank goodness, and this thing is chipped, which is really nice, okay. I feel like having this around could be nice still. Keldeo does not knock this out from this range. But Skarmory has 30. So I think I can definitely switch now. Now, who am I going out into? Probably the Ensign. Most likely the Ensign here. Yeah. Because now if they plot, it's like, it doesn't matter too much. They Shadow Ball, that's fine. 15, Spadef Drop, that's super annoying, I can't even lie. That Spadef Drop really sucks, I can't even front it. I think I go into Araquanid because of that Spadef Drop, actually. Let's go Araquanid. I don't want to risk losing. Well, is Incineroar more important or Araquanid? I think Skarmory is the most important, to be honest here. Incineroar is really only here for this and the Bronzong. If I lose this, I'm going to have to take a hit again on something else. Let's go Araquanid, yeah. And they go Tinglu. Awesome. Okay, so we get that play right. That worked out. Now, what button do I click now? I think Webs coming up would be pretty nice for me. Donphan does live rocks, which is pretty cool. I could throw off a Scald too. It's looking relatively free in this scenario. But I think Webs are just better. It's going to force this guy to spin at some point. If they get rocks up, it's not a crazy big deal. My Kyurem is going to get chipped by it, but it's okay. I want these up. I need to force something here. I said hazards were important, and that's where we're at. I don't think damage on the Tinglu is going to mean all that much to me. So I think the Webs are the better play. And if they go hard Cyclozar, I could at least get a Toxic on that the next turn. And as they go Southern Wing, that's fine. Now, still not a good spot, but at least the Webs are up now. So I think I always throw off a Toxic here. I think Donphan could still be... Could Donphan be useful still? I think it can be. I don't think this is the time to sack it. Yeah, I always throw off a Toxic. Prim's a little scared. Well, I don't think they're wild charging here. If they do, then good play. They Terra Ghost and then Terra Blast. I'm going to tank this. Hit my Toxic. That's pretty nice. And this thing's on a timer. Now I don't have a Ghost switch in. How much do I like Araquanid in this game? I still do kind of like Araquanid quite a bit. so I think losing it would be pretty bad. I don't think Incineroar is crazy important as long as these webs are up still. I think I just go Incineroar. I don't think you CC here. Intimidate drop 2, and they Terra Blast, that's fine. Now, do I live a CC? They're -1. Does 75 to 89, so probably not. No, I don't. Actually, they could be Scarf still. I think I always knock off. As a CC, so I do lose my Incin, and they're not Scarf. Good to know. That's fine. The Slitherwing is getting chipped down, which is really nice. This thing's -1, so I think Kyurem coming out is really looking strong right now. I know Bronzong's still there. I could also go Keldeo and click Surf, but I think the Kyurem plays better. Could go Skarm too. But I think Kyurem's better. We're probably going to attack what's in front of us here. I think here I always just Spear. I know the Bronzong, again, the Bronzong's probably... Oh, actually, could I Fusion Bolt? Does that knock out the Slitherwing from here? 78 min. Oh, it definitely knocks out. I should just Fusion Bolt, to be honest. I think I just Fusion Bolt. Bronzong comes in, I'll take more damage. And nothing else is really a free switch. As I go Ting Lu, I could have... That is a crazy switch. I really did not expect that. Okay. I did not expect Ting Lu to come out at all there. I legit clicked Icicle Spit. Wow, okay. I mean, that sucks. Body Press could really hurt. It's not gonna knock me out or anything, though. I guess you could be like Policy or something like that. But, like, am I scared of that? I think I just always now Icicle Spear. I mean, if they go Bronzong now, then, like, I guess they get me there, but I don't think I really care all that much. Don't know if a Kyurem trade for this is great, but it's, like, alright as long as I have Keldeo around. I need to get Hazard. I need to get some spikes up and force something for this Prim, because the Prim is looking very scary. Like, this won't knock out or anything, but it's okay. And I get 5 hits. That's pretty cool. They Ruination. Okay. I expected that to be on this guy's set. I could Roost here and pray for a miss, because anything he switches in doesn't scare me all that much. Besides, I mean, Bronzong can come out. Let me see Brave Bird calc real quick on this guy. Oh, I should have calced to see. Okay, you're not defensive, actually. That does tell me a lot. Scum rate is 28 min to this. I can afford one Roost here. I'll Roost once, and then if they play this game, I'm not going to Roost spam in front of it. They Ruination. Oh, and they miss. That's bad. I'm sorry about that. That's tough. I could Home Claws and low-key go for that type of scenario. Because I don't think Bronzong... Well, it can... it can two-shot me, actually. Well, you have to be, like, defensive, and even then... But +1 Fusion Bolt doesn't even, like, do enough. Let's Spirit. As much as I want to, like, Home Claws right now. This mon knocks out everything not named Bronzong. And maybe defensive Prim. That's legit it. So, Kyurem is looking like it's in an amazing spot. And if I can prevent rocks from this thing, we'll be in a great spot. Now, losing Incin is kind of tough if the Bronzong is a setup set. That it becomes pretty challenging. As I just knock out the Ting Lu. Okay. Ting Lu's gone. Bronzong, here it is. Alright, now let's think about this. Is the best move hitting this? Because I don't think Kyurem's health, if these webs are up, is not that important. Iron Defense is so scary right here. This thing should never be able to knock me out at full health, even though you are. I guess you could, like, TR. I'm gonna hit this once. See what it wants to do here. Because if they press you, like, they get up to +2 no matter what, and then my Skarm rate does not love dealing with that thing. Because I can't actually hit it. I definitely feel like I have to hit this. It doesn't get recovery outside of leftovers, so I'm hoping, like, oh, it does 30. And it has Gyro Ball, okay. That means you're pretty defensive. Relatively, yeah. You might be mixed bulk, but you're definitely, like, defensive or, like, leaning. Alright, that's good to know. I think I go Araquanid here, or Skarm. Skarm looks super important in this game, though, so I think the Araquanid might be a better play here. As they Toxic in the miss, I'm sorry about that. I mean, this is like a free Scald, right? Yeah, I always Scald. Obviously, if webs go away, then the Zam becomes a threat again. I think these webs are really important. As I go Cyclozar. I should have predicted this, but it's alright. I Scald, do 47 and get a burn. Why did that do 47 is crazy to me. Holy moly. Well, you're no bulk. Oh, that's a max roll. That's an absolute max roll I got. Well, the good thing is another Scald will knock this out. He can spin, which is the issue here. Now, how do I want to play that? As long as, I mean, Skarm has sturdy, so, like, I'm not crazy scared of this Zam yet. Who could be scary under? Nothing's that scary under, like... It's just the Zam. He might have rocks on the Zong. That could be a thing. But if I get Spike up, then this gets knocked out the Vacuum Wave, so, like, it's still not... Could be. I mean, a spin's coming. I'm just trying to think, like, how do I want to play that? I think I just still Scald this and knock it out. Like, there's the spin. They get a crit. Like, whatever. Oh, and it's a Life Orb. Okay, so this is definitely gone. Alright, Cyclozar's gone. That's fine. Zam comes out, so I'm just going to stay in and get, like, knocked out. And webs aren't crazy. I mean, they're important, but, like, no, they're pretty important here. Can I get webs up, though? I feel like it has to be on the Bronzong I have to get them up on. And I don't foresee that scenario ever happening. I have to stay in and, like, I have to stay in here. Oh, we're going to Leech Life as a Psychic. Okay. Skarm comes out. Thing is, Skarm still lives a hit, even if I don't have my Sturdy. Oh my god, wait, I had tank hits. This thing legit cannot do anything to me. Well, it can, but, like, you know. I need to stay out of range of a hit from this. I'm definitely megaing here. I really want to spike. I want a greedy Spike so bad. I think a greedy Spike is going to go so far in this game. I think I can afford it, too. No, because he is modest. We know this is modest. And I could get two-shot by focus. Oh, it's not a high chance. If I get the Spike up, it's so big. But if I get rid of this, I think I just kind of win. I'm going to Mega and Spike, I think. If they stay in and Focus Blast, that would be very scary. Oh, actually, let me see if I live a +2 Focus Blast. Well, I won't have Sturdy if I Mega Evolve. There's a chance I get knocked out 25% of the time. That's still in my favor. If I get a Spike, I always revenge this with Vacuum Wave too. Yes, awesome. Alright, we get the play right. Spike goes up and it's here to stay, so that Bronzong, the Zam should not be a problem. I want to taunt this. I could just start hazard stacking, to be honest, as well. I really believe my Kyurem plus my Keldeo can win this game. I could just start hazard stack. Like, do I need Skarm? If I get my hazards, I feel like I still need it. Like, I feel like it's really good. I'm gonna taunt this. See what it wants to do. Charge Beam, that's very scary. They get a attack boost, okay. Oh. That's super scary. Oh lord. So when it's not Body Press, I think I get up all of my hazards here. I want to chip this thing down. I want this thing in range of my Keldeo. 62 to 73. It already kind of is, but I think one Brave Bird's fine. I need chip on this. I'm Brave Birding. Yeah, because now it's in range of Keldeo, almost guaranteed. I could have went Donphan, didn't do it. I think I roost once. Yeah, I roost once. I don't really care if this thing gets the +1,000,000. Like, I don't think it matters. I still taunt this, I think. Or I go Donphan. No, I need to taunt this, so it can't do anything crazy. And misses Charge Beam, I'm sorry. I'm getting pretty lucky, I'm not even gonna lie. I go Donphan here. And get my rocks up. Because again, Keldeo knocks us out. I'm pretty confident at this rate. If they knock out my Donphan, so be it. I have my Skarm still. They Charge Beam huge, so now I Stealth Rock. Even if I don't knock this out with Keldeo, I think Kyurem could come in and kind of revenge everything. Because my Skarmory's at a range where I still live a Zam hit. I think the scary thing is if they spam Charge Beam here and like the taunt go away and then they like just start setting up somehow. like a random Calm Mind. But like, why would you be Calm Mind with this build? It's so, I don't know. I don't get it. They don't even knock me out. That's tough. The taunt ends. Uh-oh. They don't know my set, obviously. I could still have knock. I can't think of what this thing could do. That could be like incredibly scary. If I get one more spike up, I do knock out Zam. I think that's what I have to play for. Yeah. I'm gonna say Skyro Ball. I definitely go for my spike here, or I taunt. This thing's at plus 1,000,000 here. Never knocks me out here. I definitely taunt this and spam roost a little bit. Very just terrified of what this last move could be. I don't think you're Calm Mind. I could just play for it not being Calm Mind. I really don't think it is. At that point, I would just Secret Sword. You can't be both. I think I just forward the taunt and spike up now. Guaranteed, get rid of this Zam. It's kind of the position they're in. You just charge me, that's fine. Need a boost. I'm never gonna knock this into a range of a berry. I want to roost one more time, I think. See if I can stay out of range of a Focus Blast. Which I still do. I roost one more time for sure. It's like, I mean, again, they're getting up to plus 1,000,000, but don't think it's gonna matter all that much. I mean, I guess I could get my last spike up, right? Spike up. Roost. $33. I think I just spam Roost here until I get like at a comfortable range. They are running low on charge beams actually. There's a world that could stall this out here. I Roost one more time. Getting spammed out Roost doesn't really bother me all that much. That was the highest range I'm going to be at. I just can't switch into like my carries, which suck, because Kiram's going to get knocked out at plus 6, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, like that's like, what am I supposed to do about that? Donphan, again, I just can't let this thing set up, is all it is. I don't know what this last thing's move could be. I think I taunt and then Roost. I'm just trying to keep my Skarm right? Like, I don't have to play this game. I could just sack the Skarm. It's just, I'm trying to find a way I could, like, not sack it. Roost. I use all my Roosts on this. I don't mind that. Make Skyro Ball, save some. I'm gonna go Donphan. I wanted them to use that move. Legit, the only thing scary I can think of is like Rest. That's like the only scary thing I can think of right now. Toxic. The way they're playing, I feel as if they don't have it. I think I Roost here and then taunt one last time. They get rocks. They were rocks. Oh, okay, they were rocks the whole time. Well, good thing is I can keep this now. That's pretty cool. And I can go Donphan and spam Earthquake, actually. Yeah, that was really good learning that. That's fine. I don't care about my Donphan. At all. I always EQ spam here. Now knowing what their set is. Or I could spin. No, I spin. This thing could be Citrus, I guess. That could be scary. Do I care about rocks? I always EQ. Rotate. And they just knock me out. There we go. Perfect. Keldeo comes in and I surf. It's the scenario I wanted. If it doesn't get knocked out, my Kyurem can... Well, if it doesn't get knocked out, that's pretty dang bad, huh? I always surf. This thing, again, I'm pretty sure this thing's pretty defensive, so there should be no world where this lives. You have to be super Spit F, and based on every calc I've seen, this is defensive. Even if you have some Spit F, you need like to be a lot of Spit F to have a chance to live this. So actually, I'm actually in a really good spot here. It's not Scarf Slitherwing, we've already learned. I don't know what Prim could be, but I don't think I'm too terrified of it. Unless it's boots, it's coming in at 50, so like, there's that. He goes Zam and sack it off here. Huge. They brought in the Prim, here it is. Not 50, 63. I'm trying to think, can I win this without Keldeo? I kind of just want to switch. I feel like it's like a no drawback play, switching almost. I can just go Skarm. I'm Spit F, so like there's nothing you can throw at me that I'm crazy scared of here. And I think having Keldeo around for the other two is really strong. I don't have Roosts yet. Obviously I don't have Roosts. But I don't think I really care all that much about that. I guess you could be AV Slitherwing, but even then, you're still taking 30+% coming in, and I am Specs. Citrus Berry is legit the only thing I can think of that is remotely scary on this Bronzong, because otherwise I'm feeling really good about this spot we're in. I don't think I knockouts Primarina at 63 with Brave Bird, but I don't really need to. Go Skarm. Take this Moonblast. 17. Spectac Drop, sure. Oh, you're not invested. That's, well, you might have a little bit of investment, but not too much. I have Brave Bird here for sure. I don't even think procking a... Oh, it just knocks out the Prim. Huge. Alright. Prim's gone. I think Keldeo just wins. I always stay in and spam my attacks at this point, since I don't have any Roosts left. Because obviously if he has a Citrus, it'll proc now on the Bronzong with the rocks. But again, I don't think he has it. Well, we'll see. Even if he does at this point, I have the free roam to spam my buttons. Kyurem's faster than both these. First impression is a thing, but like... I mean, Keldeo resists it, and if Kyurem's not in, then I can always revenge, knock it out. There's always a world I could even knock this into Fusion Bolt range. There's rocks. Yeah, I always just spam Brave Bird here. I guess you could be Flame Charge. That's adamant, yeah, I would be okay with that. I Brave Bird. Charge Beam. Does not knock me out. Attack Raise, sure. I think I always just taunt. Let this thing knock me out. So no like random Custap gets. I'm thinking of legit everything of how I could lose right now. Diff does not matter. Taunt. Knock out my Skarmory, perfect. Keldeo gets to come in and click Surf, and I think I just kind of win the game at this point. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm like pretty convinced that's it. That knocks out Bronzong, yep. This is Boots. Don't think it matters too much. I still Surf. And it knocks out anyway. Awesome. GG's to my opponent Zodiac. We have made playoffs. Very happy about that. We had a really nice run at the end of the season there. Great last 3 games to end off on. So we will have a video next week. I have a lot to say in the post-game discussion, probably. But I will see you there. Alright, post-game discussion time. And as I mentioned in the team builder, I'm going to make this longer just so it doesn't spoil the people watching it earlier in the video. We made playoffs. I am so pumped about it. That was an awesome game, and I'm very happy we ended up making playoffs with a team of this caliber that I feel as if deserved that we made playoffs with just how the team is alone. There's another game that I think mostly went to plan. That said, the early game would have been, I think, a disaster if Donphan had gone down turn 2. That chip damage on Mega Alakazam really was pretty big in that end game to where Hazards could just pick it off. I do think I played insanely cautious around that Bronzong to the point where it was a little obnoxious, but I do still stand by the fact that that 4th move could have been literally anything before I saw rocks. I would have sacked Donphan way sooner if I knew the last move was rocks. Also, Citrus I do still think could have made a lot of sense there, but Custap I think was an insane reach considering the set and the rest of how that team was. Sorry you guys saw a panicked Galladite. I just knew I was in a pretty dang good position and I did not want to throw that game considering the stakes for myself at least. GG's once more to my opponent Zodiac. I wish them the best of luck in playoffs. I want to thank everyone who has been watching this season's journey. Your support keeps me wanting to upload more and just play draft in general, and my motivation is pretty high as it has been since I came back. That all being said, our journey is not over. We have playoffs as we have a game next week. We officially play 6th place, which I'm pretty happy with out of 16 people. It feels about right with a team that, looking at my team, I feel like that looks about right. Instead of facing the 3rd seed, the top 4 teams pick their opponents in the order of where they finished. So the 1st place team gets to pick any team 5th through 8th. We have faced every team in the top 4 because of course we did, right? And all of our losses came from 3 of these teams. That being said, some of our matchups are a little bit better than others. Unfortunately, and I cannot stress unfortunately enough, we are facing the 3rd seed, which is Dankus Dad. He picked us because number 1 and 2 didn't. Dracogon and Zodiac did not pick us, and Dankus Dad did. This is easily our worst matchup out of the 4, and out of those 4 games, it was the matchup where the game wasn't even close. I lost to Lunar and Dracogon, but those games I thought were at least pretty close, and I felt like I was in it, and the matchups weren't even bad. But this matchup is just not that great, and we were really never in that game versus Dankus Dad. We got a little unlucky, but even then, it was a really hard hill to climb. I'm not thrilled about it, but hopefully we have a chance to regroup and have some redemption. We have a whole week to think about it, and I'm sure I'll be in the kitchen trying to cook up something so you guys get to see more and more drafts of this team. I think I've extended this long enough. If I extend it a little bit more, it might just be something random in the background. Who knows? But hopefully you guys are here next week and get to see some playoff action. So with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I am Galladite 74, and I'll see you next week.